And a medium filled to the brim with wish fulfillment isekai, hype action shonen, and whatever this is. You'd think that a genre like romance would be the least popular of the bunch, but lo and behold, as each passing season proves the exact opposite with absolute banger after banger anime as I drown myself in a never-ending stream of depression from shit I don't have. My ceiling creaks a little louder with each one. Alia can't stop spewing Russian propaganda. It's just one of the latest and greatest the genre has to offer, and while it appears to be just like every other one you've seen on the surface, it's exactly that, but it's so well done that you won't give a shit. The plot is the same as most of the others, with a guy liking a girl but being too afraid to admit his feelings for her because talking to women is scary.
Oh, the homegirl abusive, domestic violence.
But unlike the typical rom-com where the girl slowly warms up to the guy, Alia, the girl in question, already has the hots for Kuze, the guy in question, and openly admits it in the very first episode, but in Russian. That isn't really a surprise when it's literally the title of the show, but it does give it a unique premise, and the fact that Kuze completely understands what she's saying unbeknownst to her is the cherry on top, as the cute gimmick also doubles as a defining plot point, while in tandem helping Alia vie for the best girl spot whenever Kuze's hot sister isn't cosplaying Toto.
Good morning, my brother.
Most rom-coms never have the characters outwardly express their feelings until near the end of the series, to make it all the sweeter when they do confess, so it's extremely refreshing that Alia not only does it right from the start in a comedic way, but also has it be in service to her character of being so infatuated that she just can't hold it in. And that leads into revealing more of Kuze's character as well through just a simple gimmick, specifically how he enjoys this special attention from her as he pretends not to understand and plays along, and also how he comes to rely on it when she does act coy with him but doesn't then verbalize it through Russian, functionally creating a cute dynamic between the two that keeps you coming back for more, because it's something we'll never achieve. But you can achieve subscribing to the channel. Outside of other characters joining in on the fun that is their daily antics, that back and forth is essentially the entirety of the series, with episodes primarily consisting of the shenanigans they and the rest of the cast get up to, but it's the small things that it does which makes it stand out amongst its peers despite its simplicity, like how fast the relationship progresses to the point of cheek kissing by just episode 4. Rope is looking like a fine necklace today. And its unabashed shamelessness on behalf of both its characters and its fan service department. You filthy degenerate. You thought I meant boobs. It never hesitates to go the extra mile and tread tastefully into water most romance anime would tend to avoid, consistently entertaining you every episode through truly understanding its demographic and the amount of baste you can shove into one petite anime girl, like about 3 inches, while the mystery of who the Russian girl from Kuze's childhood is also plays into its method of dangling plot points and character development in front of you to keep you guessing, but works on them in the background while focusing on what it does best. The production values being as good as they are serve to bring it all home, whether it be through ensuring every character has a memeable and adorable face, or by possessing detailed animation to more naturally portray the character's feelings, even though a majority of it goes to the fan service, but it has an intimate understanding of proper comedic timing too, which allows the jokes to land as frequently as they do, all of which come together to create an anime that always goes a step further than you expect it to, not necessarily breaking any mold in the storytelling department like The Dangers in My Heart, especially since most of us are here for the little sister memes, but instead basking in exactly what it is and loving every second of it. So it's too bad it's overshadowed by a bunch of losers. Too Many Losing Heroines is the anime everyone's been sleeping on, what with its immaculate production, expressive characters, and top-tier writing about a dude who functionally becomes the rebound guy for a bunch of girls because their Riz is the equivalent of. The anime starts with Nukumizu, our main character, witnessing best girl, Anna, encourage her childhood friend to go after the exchange student he so clearly loves in a scene right out of a proper romance anime. Except this isn't that kind of show, so we immediately get to watch Anna force an indirect kiss with his drink, consume more calories than Sam Sulik, and be an all-around relatable dork. Anna then ultimately weasels her way into Nukumizu's table, food, and wallet, in that exact order, and regales him with her touching tale of rejection, that basically the other guy promised to marry her when they were 5, yet he chose her other British friend instead, so of course that makes said Brit a soggy home-wrecking cow. If that didn't make it clear enough, Hana is not only a loser, but the writing, direction, animation, and basically every facet of the show goes out of its way to hilariously show you exactly why that is and to what extent, illustrating perfectly all the while why the childhood friend never wins as she stumbles through the entire rest of the series as a walking meme.
I'm about to make a name for myself, yeah.
But that's where the series shines, by crafting likable and relatable characters to the point that every scene showing their adorable friendships is infectious, with even the main character coming off less like your traditional romance protagonist and more of one who shares the same general theme as the girls who latch on to him. As we watch this same guy monologue about being extremely meticulous in his choice of water fountain, down to narrowing his choices to specific ones at specific times, just to amusingly demonstrate that, no, he doesn't have a penchant for Prime H2O, because there's a better source for that. He's just a huge loser with no friends, to the point where he'll even stare at a wall just to avoid talking to people. Unlike CR929, who subscribed over on my Patreon because they're simply
Better! I am better!
no character is exempt from being put on blast, and that's exactly why they're all so entertaining to watch, as they vibe together and play off one another so naturally that it feels less like a romance or harem anime, and more like a story of growth and maturity through the pangs of life, insisted upon by the teachers who advocate for sex. While the writing consistently delivers on its premise of telling a story about some loser teenagers who get lost in the fleetingness of youth, with the production of the anime facilitating these things through both its beauty and how it gives purpose to every single little thing.
中水さんから話してもらいます。
The extremely detailed backgrounds that almost feel lifelike with their small, intricate details, such as shoes and other such items strewn about to show the students' lackadaisical attitudes, help the environments feel real and lived in, denoting that the characters exist within these spaces and impact their surroundings, adding together so many small things into something bigger, and thereby assisting the anime in telling a visual story about the characters and settings without ever needing to waste any exposition on it.
大丈夫です。何でも食べられます。
Fat.
And the character design and animation is likewise just as stellar, with background characters hotter than some anime's entire casts, alongside exuberant character acting that's tailored to each individual's personality, portrayed through the animation to illustrate the vibrancy of youth, specifically through the pure amount of detail put into the movement of the characters, their crinkling fabrics, the changing of their expressions, and even the fucking tummy folds! This amount of effort put into every department is so rare and refreshing that it's no stretch to say the anime is a passion project for the staff working on it over at A1 Pictures, as it's already amplified the source material into the stratosphere while still maintaining its innate charm, making its cast of goofballs feel real and alive, with the icing on the cake being how well the directing ties it all together with both its excellent comedic timing, nailing the jokes even better than dedicated comedy shows,
Motherfucker, pull up! You ain't gonna do shit! Fuck up!
and the simultaneous balance it finds for its serious scenes, where some episodes are an absolute roller coaster of emotions where you're both busting a gut and suffering from heartache over what the characters are going through. There's even more segments where the production shines, like in the very meta and jubilant opening where the characters play around with the credits, but the absolute best part about this show is that if you stripped it down to the most bare-bones animation you've ever seen, it'd still be fantastic. It doesn't play itself too seriously and engage in melodrama that needlessly draws out issues to pad the runtime, nor does it up the comedy so much that you no longer take the characters seriously when it matters the most, giving the right scenes the gravitas they deserve to make everything mesh together so well, while the writing knocks it out of the park for every individual character and their respective growth throughout the series, making for an extremely mature show with so much emotion that it shines through in every episode, creating a series that will not only stand the test of time, but also become the most standout anime this season.